Today's guest is Crissy Pratt. She's a dynamic radio personality and marketing expert residing between the stunning Turks and Caicos Islands and the Bahamas. With over 27 years in the music industry, she has collaborated with renowned artists like Alicia Keys, Fantasia, Lionel Richie, and Yolanda Adams, and has proudly worked with many Bahamian talents including KB. As the owner of All Out Advertising and Promotions, Crissy connects with people from all walks of life, using her platform to uplift her community and amplify their voices. A dedicated single mother, she has also made her mark in the world of pageantry, coaching contestants across the Caribbean and amassing an impressive 58 crowns. Tune in to Crissy's show for engaging discussions and insights from her extensive career and passion for empowering others. Let's welcome Crissy Pratt to Pathways to Success.
Welcome to Pathway to Success. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Hunter, and we have a great celebrity. Oh my God, she's so famous. She's amazing, and she has worked with several powerful persons in the music industry, like Alicia Keys, Lionel Richie, Yolanda Adams, and Fantasia. And so I just want to welcome to Pathway to Success, Crissy Pratt from the Turks and Caicos Island. Crissy, welcome to Pathway to Success.
Good afternoon, good evening, and how are you?
I'm doing very well. Great to have you coming on to share your amazing story with us all.
Yes, I'm excited to be here tonight, and I want to say a pleasant good evening to everyone out there in Facebook, Instagram. We are also on our Twitter. I understood, hey,
On YouTube.
on
You're on
YouTube.
YouTube.
We're also on YouTube. So good evening to everyone out there, and I just want to say this is my first time on the show, and I'm excited to be here. And y'all stay tuned because I think I have a lot of information that I want to share with you guys tonight. And so I'll let the host go ahead and start his show. Good night, Turks and Caicos.
Okay, thank you so much, Crissy. Tell me, with over 27 years in the music industry, what has been one of your most memorable experiences working with artists like Alicia Keys, Lionel Richie, Yolanda Adams, and Fantasia?
Well, I've worked with the Turks and Caicos Tourist Board with the Music and Cultural Festival. And we had this festival here let's say about 15 years ago. And apparently, what happened is those artists, they came to the Turks and Caicos for the festival. I've got to interview a few of them. I got to meet them in person, actually working with them not on stage itself, but bringing them on the stage as an MC. And I've been doing it for a lot of companies here in the Turks and Caicos Islands, such as also Digicel and Flow.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm very well known to the stage, and my voice is known all over the world. I've actually worked in radio stations in Bahamas. I've worked with companies there, and here in Turks and Caicos Islands, I feel like I am the voice of the nation.
I believe that. Oh my God, I'm happy to have the voice. We need to bring the voice right here in our studio also for a second interview.
Yes,
but
it's not a problem.
Crissy, how did you first get involved in music, in the music industry? And what initially drew you to it?
Well, to be honest with you, I have a passion for music. Everybody has a little music in their heart and their soul, whether it's gospel, R&B, rap. We all have this tendency for music. But as a child, from growing up as a child, I always had the music from in my house. We used to play talent show and, put on talent shows in the house. And then the one who put on the best talent show, we get to eat the biggest plate of food. So I know you can see a little bit juicy here on the screen. So what happened is I had a passion for it. And I realized that this was my passion. I tried a lot of other things, but after getting into the music world, I realized that it brought out a different side of me, talent. I write songs. I actually I'm not afraid of the microphone. You can call me an activist as well. I believe in fighting for my people. Read it. I believe in fighting for the rights of my people. I believe in actually working along with the youths, and we have so much. I actually have a lot of good church friends as well, and I'm not really a church goer, but I have faith. I believe in God, and I know I have a lot of prayer warriors out there who keep me covered because sometimes they feel like I'm just a little bit stronger than my voice when I'm in action, But I must say, the music industry, when I started it off, I at one point I just wanted to give up. But like everybody has those voices in the back of their head when they realize that this is my gift and I'm going to use this to the extent. So starting off in radio, I 27 years ago here in Turks and Caicos, I realized that when I first came on, oh my God, people really didn't like me. Some people used to tell me shut up because I used to talk through the songs. But then after that, I get a little used to it, and then the popularity begins to grow with the music industry. So that's where the artist comes in, where I got connected with artists in the Bahamas, also here in Turks and Caicos. We have some very talented artists here in the Turks and Caicos Islands, I must say. Those artists here in the Turks and Caicos Islands, trust you me, I think, you know, it's just a little bit more exposure some of them need, but I just feel like this year I think that we all need to come together and basically form a music association where we do have, I know we had one and I'm not so certain behind it, but definitely I think it needs a little bit more strength, and I'm willing to work with them, and to get this out there because I think Turks and Caicos music, the culture of it itself, brings a new era to the world, and everybody can see that, that island music. Everybody has their own culture in music, and island music is definitely the number one, regardless of wherever you go in the world. There's also, you're going to hear a calypso beat, or you're going to hear a soca beat. And our sounds of our drums, our cowbells, our ripsaws is it's all over the world. Even if you blow a conch shell,
I like
I'm
what
ring,
you
I'm ring a
you
bell.
so so, so you sing also and you write songs. Have you ever sung in your church while coming up in church or school? Did you ever sing?
I think my voice is good enough for me at home, but I mean I think my voice is good enough for me at home. I try sometimes, but I feel within myself that I could get a little bit better. I don't think I could go on a stage. I could go on a stage and perform, but I don't know, how the audience will feel sometimes if I don't get that key what I need. So sometimes I could work it out sometimes. Or if I don't get that key, I could talk in between and make it happen.
And I was just thinking that because you're a writer of songs, you'd write a song and both of us could do a duet together. But you said your voice is only good at home, so I don't know how we could do that
You
song.
you would definitely lose your popularity if you try to sing with me.
I don't think so. Your followers, you have so many people that's following you. You're so famous. You've worked with Lionel Richie and all these people. I don't think I would lose anything. I would gain.
I've worked with also every islander here in the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas as well. I got to pick up my island folks because this is where the ground started right here. So even though we have Lionel Richie, Fantasia, Dexter Dobbs, and every one of those
Oh, you've worked with
person,
Dexter. That's my boy.
Dexter Dobbs, Romaine Virgo, Spice,
What?
uh, yeah,
Really?
all of them. I could name them all. It's just that I just gave you a few names, but honestly and truly, like even down to Egyptian, even down to Sizzler. Yeah, I've worked with them all.
Yes, Sizzler. Yeah, the Sizzler. Amazing,
Yes,
amazing DJ. Yeah.
yes.
Yes, that's
So
good.
basically, everyone who comes into the Turks and Caicos Islands, I get a feel of them in a studio where basically I'm the host. I'll be in your chair, and I'll be definitely bringing them on and just letting the people in Turks and Caicos or Bahamas know that they're actually here. The artist is actually here. So yes, that's my line of business, and that's my field.
That's good. Okay. Have you ever
Yes.
done anything with Beanie Man?
Oh,
Would
Beanie
you
Man, I
want
work with
something?
Beanie Man. I work with Beanie Man, also Buju Banton. Yeah, I
Really?
work with them all. Yeah, like I told you, if I sit down here and call some names for you, I think the show wouldn't end until tomorrow. I must I must say, yeah. Yeah, definitely. We have some talented people here in Turks and Caicos as well. And like I
Right.
said, I would always make it known that, you know, regardless of wherever the talent is from, I respect my local people as well because you know what happened? We all are family here, just as well as everybody else. If we're not blood family, we are all family in Christ. So I
Right.
always say to myself, you know, regardless of whichever walks of life, wherever we do meet persons, wherever I do meet persons in the music industry, I always feel within myself that if I'm going to promote first, I must start at home. So I must say that the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos is my home, and the local music from both of them, both sides, Turks and Caicos and Bahamas, is definitely, if you ask me, would always be my number one. And then I'll switch on over to the Caribbean because we like reggae music. But now Afro beats is coming up. You know, the
Right.
African music is definitely coming up. My Jamaican friends, if they're on here tonight, y'all know I always big y'all up as well. You know, so I get a little taste of everything. Byron Lee and the Dragonaires. I work with Morgan Heritage as well. You know, one of the brothers passed
Wow.
away, and
Right.
you know, my very very good friend as well. I had a show with him too to Sandfest. So definitely yes.
No, a great repertoire of persons, great artists that you have worked with, artist that is famous and popular. Which is your favorite, or which is your favorite artist locally that you have worked with, or some of your favorite artists you have worked with locally on the island there?
Well, on the island here of Turks and Caicos Islands, I'll be honest with you. I can answer that question, but I want to say first before I answer that question that if I forgot any one of you, please don't take it wrong because there's so much of them. I don't have all those names in the back of my head, but I'll tell you, I do have a few. I listen to Smooth T, I listen to Spread, I listen to Test Charles. Um, Definitely I listen to Jack Nasty. I listen to basically to them all, and you know, like I must say, I wouldn't be able to tell you which one is my favorite because everyone has their own flavor. So that flavor in every one of them, it's my taste, and it's you know Corey Forbes, Lovey Forbes. I love them all. You know, Julian Garland. We have so much.
Got it. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't
Powerful.
want to miss out one. Even Barbara Johnson. We have so much here in the Turks and Caicos, so we have so much to offer. So, any one of you guys that I missed out tonight, I am definitely sorry. It's not. Don't take it personal.
And we've interviewed Tess Charles, and it was really great.
Oh, she's
Um,
dynamic. She's
yeah, she's
dynamic.
dynamic. She's amazing. She has been on pathway to success. It's amazing you didn't mention Faye Forbes. I thought she was one of the artists that you have over there.
Oh,
But
I love Faye. I love Faye. I love.
you didn't mention my producer, Faye Forbes.
Uh,
Do you know she sings? I don't think you knew that.
oh, well, I didn't know that, but you know what happened? So since she can sing, we could probably bring her in here tonight on the same show. She could probably put herself in and we could get Faye on this interview tonight because Faye didn't know hear her voice. We got Jay Morley, Robin Hines. So Faye, I didn't know you could sing, girl. You need to come on the show tonight.
I'm sure she's going to get me for that one. I'm just kidding.
I
She's
know you
going to
just
get me.
pulling. I know you
She's
just
gonna,
pulling a leg.
I'm sure if she would allow me to arrive back in
I
Provo.
know. I know that she's a strong woman, but I've never seen her with a microphone in her hand. Probably, I'm
Minister.
definitely gonna carry a microphone to her before
She
this month is up.
ministers. She ministers. She's a very
Yeah,
profound teacher of the word and
yeah,
a
I know that she ministers, but I didn't know that she, could
sing.
sing. So I believe I believe
That's
everybody I
Dr.
meet.
Hunter saying that now. That's Dr. Hunter saying that. But as a radio personality, how do you use your platform to uplift your community and amplify the voices of others?
Well, my platform. Wow. I was praying that I did not get this question. And the main reason why I said I was praying that I didn't get this question because it goes back to some memories. And my platform was always to empower people, empower youths, and empower my children. And several years ago, I lost my daughter,
My
and
condolences.
and and definitely, I always felt like when you say a platform, some people will say, "Oh, my platform is education. My platform is this." My platform is definitely music and television. I always believe in the industry where the entertainment industry is. So definitely communications. So it goes way back. But like I said to you, bringing that together, I also said in myself that certain people just take platforms and they just use it actually to say, I have to tell people that I'm this and they're not, you know? So my platform goes a long way. It could go to any topic, even down to medical, it can go. I believe that I have that in me, and I believe that a platform for me is anything, everything with me is possible.
No, that's amazing. My
Yes.
condolences again on the passing of your daughter.
Yes.
Um, you know, but what inspired you to start All Out? I like that, All Out Advertising Promotions. And how does your company impact the community in Turks?
Well, I've started all out advertising and promotion, let's say about 20 years ago. I started all out, but let's say 25 years ago, I started all out advertising and promotion. And basically, when I first started, it's more like I wanted to do something for the youths. So I wanted to do something for the youths, and I wanted to make sure that I could put a smile on a child's face. And it's nothing more because, normally whenever we do have shows anywhere in the Caribbean, here in Turks and Caicos, we always focus on the older folks, not not the youths itself. And I feel like in the areas when it comes to youths, I like to put myself there because sometimes they have a story just like us. Some of them goes through the same emotional stress what we have. They go through it as well. So sometimes just getting them out for a day or two, it makes me feel within myself that if I could put a smile on a child's face, then let me start up a company and let me just more focus on doing things with the kids. And that's where I came in with a mascot company. And also I decided to take that platform because I've trained so many young girls into pageantry. I just figured that, let me just stick with a certain age bracket. And I've ventured off to dealing with, with the older folks in the industry, but definitely I think my focus is more on dealing with the younger folks. So all out advertising and promotion is basically a company that I've designed to definitely get the kids outside, interact with them, make them feel special. They could put on their nice clothing and come out and have some clean fun. And so all out is basically more inclined for the youths.
Awesome. Wow. We're going to take a short break on Pathway to Success with Miss Crissy Pratt, and we'll be right back.
Did you pick out this detergent all by yourself? So cute.
It's half the size and it's half the plastic. And there's nothing cute about unnecessary plastic. Christy, the average person generates over 200 pounds of plastic a year. And there are 329 million of us in the US alone.
Do you want paper or paper? Yeah.
7th generation Easy Dose laundry detergent. Half the size, half the plastic, all the clean.
So where were we?
The playoff.
Oh, yes. Only a handful of teams remained, hailing from kingdoms far and wide across the college football land, all vying for a spot in the playoffs. Each team led by a great coach, fearless players, and defended by the loyalist of fans. Soon, they would take part in an epic playoff battle for the right to call themselves national champions. And to the victor go the spoils, a beautiful trophy, a grand celebration, and bragging rights that stand the test of time.
And then what happened?
We'll find out soon.
Come on out.
Chewie.
You know what's going on?
This ship is now under the command of the First Order.
Live your Star Wars story in a new 2-night adventure.
You know what I've come for.
Only at Walt Disney World Resort.
Welcome back to Pathway to Success. I'm your host. I'm with the amazing celebrity from out of Turks Island, Miss Crissy Pratt. Crissy, welcome back. Your balance, you balance roles as a radio personality, which that's amazing. Marketing expert, single mother, huh?
Yes.
Marketing expert, single mother. How do you manage to juggle these responsibilities while maintaining success in each?
Well, that's an easy question, because what happened is my marketing strategy. I could remember one time ago, I had to actually go to the customer, but we know that technology has changed. So actually, it's a phone call, it's a WhatsApp away, and you can get the job done in seconds. So most of my clients, basically, the marketing side of them is basically sending out ads, flyers, actually to promote their businesses. So I've been doing it for a while, and I still have that same clientele, which in the same 27 years ago clientele, I still have that clientele today. And I think that the strategy that I use inside of it, I try to get a little bit more crafty. Whereas if I see somebody's lacking something, I probably throw some music in the back of their advertisements and, make it a little bit hype so people could actually want to see it. So helping them out when it comes to marketing, my goal was also to empower entrepreneurs as well, and actually I filled in the gap actually working with local businesses here in the Turks and Caicos Islands. So, also in helping them thrive. So I think that my clients are happy. I just recently had a pageant in July of this year, and I've had people told me who sponsored my contestants. They told me, Crissy, please, definitely when you're doing it again, I think I got my money's worth. Definitely put me down on your list. So I think I have about 40 persons on a list and just trying to get 10 contestants. I have so much persons, like they basically ready to have a auction to see exactly who would be the next sponsor to the show. So I think that right there, I'm comfortable of what I'm doing now, having some health issues as well. But in the meantime, I can definitely do everything behind the scenes, and my face, I could keep that smile, and I thank God for my voice. But, if you ask me about how I'm feeling, I'm probably about 50, 60%. I want to feel better. I want to get better. But, I'm just trusting in God. Yeah.
Okay, we'll angle that after the broadcast. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about that after the broadcast,
Yes.
right? But
Yeah.
you went down a path of pageantry, and I believe that God is going to heal you also. You went down a path of pageantry, and I was just about to ask that question. Take us on that ride, your journey of world pageantry, and what inspired you to become a pageant coach?
Well, to be honest with you, I have won several pageants myself. So I've
Really?
started it out from very young. And then when I came to Turks and Caicos, it was a call for a Miss Big and Beautiful pageant. And I decided, you know what, let me go inside this pageant and let me see, let me see if I could really hit the stage the way I wanted it to. And definitely, I think I captured the audience and I came out on top. I was the winner. But I have nieces and also my late daughter. She was also a little Miss Turks and Caicos, and I trained them all. And I always just say, okay, then you never lost a crown. So it kept going and it kept going. I guess every time I just keep getting the crowns and getting the crowns. So just lately, I trained a niece of mine, Selena Grant, and apparently she went abroad to Cayman Islands, and To be honest with you, I think it's the first time in history that Turks and Caicos has ever came first runner-up in a pageant abroad. So, I must give her a round of applause. She's doing well. She just got back home on Thursday of this week, and I'm so proud of her, you know, even though she didn't capture the crown, but definitely I was pleased with first runner-up, and I think she made us all proud.
Congratulations.
Right.
Congratulations. You have coached contestants across the Caribbean and has achieved 58 crowns. Now that's a Chrissy, I must take my hat off to you. I celebrate you. 58 crowns. What's the secret to your success as a pageant coach?
I see pageantry as a platform, for young women to develop leadership skills and have self confidence. And when you find that in young women, the sense of their purpose, sometimes, might have a young girl, and I've met one just lately in my pageant that I just had in July. And I think out of all the pageants that I've ever had, I think this one actually touched me a little bit. It was a contestant of mine's. And I said, I always ask the contestants, why did you enter the pageant? Why did you decide to come and enter the pageant? She said, well, I'm shy. That's number one. And, I've been bullied. And I feel like by me coming in this pageant, it'll make me have a little bit more confidence because my mind wasn't basically set for this. I felt suicidal in a sense. And I said, oh my God, you know what happened? Yeah. She said she felt suicidal in a sense. And I said, you know what happened? I said, I have a big bed. So when you don't feel like sleeping at home, I'm going to tell your mom to allow you to come and sleep on the side of me. We could have some talks and we could work this out and you could feel a little better. Feel free to call my phone, not only during the pageant time, at any time. And that relationship kept going. So all of my contestants, I kept them under my wings, regardless if they was from 20 years ago back to now. I always keep them, in line where we can always conversate. I have problems. I need to talk to people too sometimes, but definitely just knowing that they're young. Sometimes they just need a little advice, and sometimes they just need someone to give them a hug, you know? And I think I'm that person.
Great. How do you see the pageant world as a tool for empowering young women? And what are the core values you teach your contestants?
Well, first of all, self-confidence, like I said before. Definitely, I think when you say sometimes, like I told you, I'm heavy set. So I get some people to work along with me. That walk, if I see it and it isn't impressive enough for me, I gotta keep sending you back. And sometimes they get frustrated because you don't send me back about 50 to 60 times just to come back and do that walk. And you said to them, listen, you start this thing off with baby steps. And you got to keep crawling and crawling until you could actually get up. And if I feel within myself that that walk or the way you speak is not proper enough, I'm gonna keep drilling you. So it isn't easy as people think because because I'm not going to be the judge the night of whenever you perform. So whenever you decide to go out there and give it all or give it your best, I could see that from when you at rehearsal. Sometimes you tend to know that this contestant is needs a little bit more work, and then you have to pull them on the side and work with them differently from the set who you realize that they're ready for it. And you can't discourage them and tell them, listen, I don't think you're ready for this, and I think you should come and try it another time. I tell them keep going and keep going. And sometimes those same contestants is reached to the top. So I've seen some of them who I saw came in and didn't feel that self-confidence within themselves. They actually became the winner. So it actually helps them to grow into this, and it actually get the mindset of them not wanting to. Some of them decide, sometimes a young woman, they always think it's just only young men. We have some young women too decided that I want to take the street life. So like I told you, we do have that anywhere in the world. But young girls, I think that that there should be more classes to train them in this, and I think we need recreational centers here. And my aim is to get that going because I could see it coming. Whereas if we could send talent here, and I'm hoping to take a few of them to Britain's and America's Got Talent. I think that we have a lot of talented people here. They're just sitting down home, but they have no hope. And I want to bring that to the forefront and say to you, my pageantry business doesn't go only for women. I mean, for young girls, I want to also bring the young young men on board as well, because we have a lot of people just sitting down today, just writing music, and then they just put it down on a piece of paper, throw the paper away, but they still got the lyrics in the back of their head, you know? So yeah, I think that definitely could work.
You again such success. You have a selfless spirit about you. You empower so many people. Now, what are some of the challenges you have faced in your career, and how have you overcome them?
I've been through ups, I've been through downs, I've been through the good, I've been through the bad, I've been through happy times, I've been through sad times. Like sometimes, like they say, let the spirit connect. You understand? Like, like if you meet somebody and you sense that just, and you sense within yourself that definitely something ain't right or you don't feel right, that happens to everybody where your spirit just doesn't connect. So we have persons we have persons there within this line of business where being a radio personality, whereas if you have to actually gain that confidence in persons who actually want to be able to follow you, to listen to you, to see how, because sometimes people is mind the noise in the market, but they never really want to sit down and listen to what you have to say, because if somebody says something negative about you, sometimes people take in negativity, and I don't. So within myself, my part of me being saying that my downfalls is, I think my downfall hit me, but I don't want to discuss that tonight, because I decide a few days ago just to let it go. And when I say just to let it go, just to let it go. And I just, sometimes you just got to leave certain things and let the Lord deal with it for you. So I've reached to that. So all the bad things that I've been through, I prayed to God to let me overcome that in my own way and his own way. And I'm going to let him take charge of that. And I'm going to definitely say to myself that from Thursday night, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday night, I said to myself, I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to ask the Lord just to guide me, lead me. And if I can't tell everybody you got to like me, but I can tell them all who don't like me, I love you, and yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I like that. I like that. Forgiveness is freedom, and I've
Yes.
always said that before. Forgiveness is freedom. You seems to be. Where were you born? Were you born in the Turks Island or Bahamas? Because you seems to be. You spend so much time between two islands. How does each location inspire your work?
Well, to this day, I still do some marketing in the Bahamas. And my disc jockeys and my persons who I work with behind the scenes, they always feel like sometimes they're in the midst of, man, I know somebody who could actually write the script good, or somebody who actually could close this deal for me. Let me call on Chrissy. So I get that all day from the Bahamas, even though I spend most of my time here in Turks and Caicos Islands. I work between the two of them, and like I work online now with dealing with the Bahamas radio station. And right here in Turks and Caicos, right now, I took a break from radio and I decided to do a talk show, which like I told you, certain things, because this isn't the political show. So I wouldn't bring any politics to this show tonight. But I will tell you that I like political seasons. I like the silly season. But I like it when it's fun. I don't like it when it gets negative, when we're going to hate one another after whoever win, because at the end of the day we still have to go ahead, we still have to work for ourselves, we still have to be ourselves, and we still got to find that money for these bills. So regardless of whoever leads the country, my thing is that I want that person to be able to live up to your promises, what you promise the people. And that's when that jumps the Chrissy out of me. And I have to speak up, because whenever I think that I give you that X that you asked me for, I
Mhm.
expect results from that X. And so, with that being said, I like when a politician, or I don't know if you call it, I'm from Turks and Caicos, we call them. We go down the line from premiers to ministers to MPs. We go down that line. I don't know, but from where you from? I think you go from presidents to
Mhm.
senates.
Yeah. Mhm.
So apparently, what happened is we have persons in the political race that, you know, like everybody else, some will be a favorite candidate and some will not be. So on both sides, I will still say tonight that I love them all. At the end of the day, whoever is the winner, I love you all. Don't hate me for bringing out how I feel. Just love me for me loving you regardless of whatever it is. So, once you sit behind that desk and you do what we pay you to do, then we wouldn't have a problem. You love me just like how I love you.
I like, I like that. I guess that's the same sentiments we all share in the United States of America and other nations across the world. Politicians, when we put them in power, we expect them to keep their promises and do what they promise to do. I want to ask you, have you ever worked with a DJ in the Bahamas by the name of Fatback or
Yes,
Godson?
yes, I work with Fatback at More 94 FM radio station. I work with Fatback. It's owned by this Mr. Sanders. Yeah, I work with him. I work with Brad. I work with DJ. I work with Reality. I work with JJ. Yes, I work with them all. Mr. K. I work with them all at More 94 FM radio station. Yes, I'm the same Christy.
Wow, same Chrissy. Wow, Chrissy, you're so famous. You're so well traveled.
Yes.
We got to bring her back to discuss politics. America is going to the next election. When is your election there?
Well, the election hasn't been called as yet,
Well,
and I know that everybody is eager for that date.
yeah.
And I would wish it'd be tomorrow so we could just get on over with and let's fix that, you know.
I love that.
I wish
You're an
it'd be
accurate
tomorrow.
woman. I love that. You just want to get over it. And
I just ready to get over it. I just ready to get over it. Let's move on with our lives. Life is like tomorrow isn't promised to anybody. Like yesterday, we had a storm and nobody had known, and then all I heard was, persons were caught up in the storm, and we never know. Thank God it wasn't a Cat 5, but I
right.
must say, I still giving God thanks because in the little island of Grand Turk, I have a lot of family there, and I understood it was alleged that persons were also on a boat too when when the storm passed over, the Cat 1 passed over, but we were unaware. But you know what happened? Like I said, and I'll say it again, we have
Amazing.
to thank the Lord above that everybody was safe and we had no fatalities.
That's true. I mean, were they on a boat trying to escape to get into the island, or they were just on a fun leisurely trip, not getting any
I, I don't know how it went. I don't know what actually happened, but I just know that when I've heard that everybody was safe, I wasn't even trying to do an investigation.
right, right.
I just was saying, thank you, Lord, everybody's safe, and it's not another funeral service. Thank you, Lord.
That's a miracle. What you said
Yes.
is so true. Our producer also, that's producing right here. I've worked at the same radio station with you all. She's right here. I guess she'll speak to you after the program.
I think her name is Sister CA.
No,
No?
they did a youth show. She said that there was in high school at the time, so she'll
Oh,
speak to you after the show.
she was in high
Yeah,
school at the time. Okay. Probably I
yeah,
may know her from passing in the radio station. She definitely
right.
wouldn't know my face or she knows my voice, you know? Yeah.
Strong voice. That I've never thought about going to politics.
Mind
Um,
you,
your
mind
voice
you,
is a powerful voice, and you're a voice that moves people.
mind
Um,
you, let me tell you, I've had about 20 persons in the past week ask me would I join frontline politics, and my answer to that was definitely no. And the main reason is because this might sound funny to you, but definitely I think a lot of people who tune in tonight might say to themselves, I like her being fair enough to answer that question. Main reason is because we have both parties here. We have the PDM and we have the PNP here in Turks and Caicos. We have no independent persons coming up yet, but I just know that we have a PDM and a PNP party. And I feel within myself that from now on, that any one of them make a promise, both sides, and they don't deliver, I won't be on their back. So yeah, I won't be on their back. So I think if I join a party and that party isn't doing right by the people, then definitely when I speak out, I can't speak out. So, you can't speak out once you're a minister under any party. But, there is a particular party that I believe in now. And I believe that definitely, you know, they're gonna do good. And if they don't win,
Yeah.
life goes life goes on. I
Is it the
still have a
PDF?
job and I still have a voice.
Is it the PDF?
I can't discuss that now. We on this show, and
We can't talk. We're on the show. Okay,
I
we
don't want
can't
to cause
talk it.
I don't want to cause people to tune out of this show because they hear me talking about politics right now on this particular show. But definitely tune in on Monday, and you'll realize which one it is.
Okay, okay. I gotta tune in too. I gotta tune in too.
Mhm.
What do you hope listeners take away from your radio show that you do, and how do you ensure that your content stay engaging and relevant?
Well, I always say there's always a different topic. So all topics for any show is not the same. I hope that when my listeners listen, at whatever the subject is of the show, I hope that they feel empowered. And I hope that if they do have questions, that they can feel free to ask in the comment section. Hope that I see the question and I can answer it to the best of my ability. So you have persons on a show and you might tell me I might be discussing money tomorrow and I'll tell you I need lots of it. So I could be discussing politics and tell you what I see and what I don't see. But where I know that this show is going far and this is reaching other people outside of my country, this is reaching people outside of my country, where Facebook is being reaching people all over the world. But I think that coming on to a show like yours and actually saying anything negative about anybody in my country wouldn't be, I don't think it would be nice for me to do. So I think that with people watching anywhere in the world, I think people should respect their culture. They should respect where they live and they should love their country just as well as I love mine. So I think when I'm doing my shows, I think that when the topic switch or wherever the topic is, even if it's not good or it's negative, I like to bring positive out of it. So I don't like to stick with a topic that is negative, and I feel like it's not getting anywhere. I take negative and I make it into positive, and I try to make changes to whatever the subject may be.
Wow, that's good. I like that. As a single mother, how has motherhood influenced your career
I
decisions?
think
What do you see?
I think if you come to my house, you would wonder how I get such lovely children. I think where I must say that lovely children. I know a lot of people would say a lot of people out there know me and they know my children. And they would say to themselves, my children, sometimes people ask me if they're my brother and my sister because I'm their best friend. And I like that. I like being their best friend. I like being the mother where we could understand that we never go to bed angry with one another. I could never remember or recall. But sometimes, I'm a mother. Sometimes we have our ups and our downs, but I ain't gonna go to bed without sorting it out or smoothing it out. No, not me. I'm not that type of mother. I love my children where they feel like if I can't go behind them, they feel like they're not going to have the fun that they want. But lately, I couldn't follow behind them. So they just make the fun at home and, make sure that I'm comfortable and they do their endeavor best. And I know that, with the ways that they go, and I know that I never have to worry about watching anything where I have to worry about the police coming to my home or gun violence or crime. I could say to myself, I'm a blessed mother. And for those of them, or for those of the mothers who are watching and they're dealing with situations like this, like probably crime and which is taking a big toll here in the country, which in everybody else gets touched by crime. And we always look at the young men, but sometimes, like I told you, there are certain things that we could deal with as mothers to say to ourselves, we could see, like you could see through things. So some of the mothers who definitely know that I could see my son in this predicament. Let me try to get him some help before it reached to him being buried or him ending up in a cell. I think, I think sometimes it's the home without the father. You understand my comment? That plays a big role in everybody. But to the single mothers, we have some strong single mothers, and I am one. And we have a lot of single mothers in the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas, and they're stronger than. Sometimes we say, I'm stronger than a man. And I feel within myself, definitely, I could do it. I feel like I've never had a problem. I can't say I never had a problem, but I can tell you, if there's a problem, I have the solution. So being the mother, I have the solution to their problem. So I think I could deal with it. Between me, God, and them, we could deal with it.
Oh my word! I want to thank you, Chrissy Pratt, for
Yes.
really sharing your amazing story with us here on Pathway to Success. I like your personality. You have touched so many lives, and you have brought about many change, and that's a tremendous legacy to hand down to your children. And so you're someone a strong, powerful Caribbean black woman that I celebrate.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
thank you.
I appreciate coming on your show. I would like to join you one day again, and
Very good.
definitely before I go, something just clicked in the back of my mind because I remember before we end the show, I could remember one time I was writing a song and I got a little stuck,
Right.
and in the midst of that song, I have someone, a good close friend of mine's, Oswald Skippins, O Skippins, and I called him up and I say, Skip, I getting stuck on this song. Could you just help me out with the lines of this voice of this song? And mind you, in less than 2 seconds, I realized that sometimes we discussing topics and definitely be on the same page. So, tonight I want to say that I'm inspired by the show. I think that definitely if persons are not watching it now, definitely I'm going to share it, and by then you'll see your views or your ratings go up on the show because
Thank
I
you.
think that it's something positive, and I think that I've seen a lot of Turks and Caicos Islanders on the show, and every one of the shows that I have watched and I have viewed, I must say that they did a tremendous job. And you being the host tonight on Pathway, I think that Pathway to Success, Dr. Hunter, I must say that we all in the Turks and Caicos Islands appreciate it. And definitely you would be my number one show on Sundays now because I've never watched the show before, only until Faye invited me. And I want to thank her for inviting me on the show. And I want to say thank you to my listeners and thank you to you too, Dr. Hunter.
Thank you so much for those kind comments and compliments. And I'm looking forward to coming on your show. Let's speak some
Okay.
politics. Let's speak music. Who knows? I may surprise you. I may can do a little rap. I may can DJ a little bit. You may never know what I may be able to do. I'm
But
also a very
yeah,
multifaceted young
yeah,
man.
if you
And
if
you want me to bring it up? I'll bring it
if
on.
if you come in on my show, then definitely I have a seat called the hot seat.
Oh, yes. I want to be in that seat. Let's do it.
This seat on fire right now. This seat on
Oh,
fire
no
right now.
problem. I love that. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. I'll bring you
I'm
on the
looking
hot
forward
seat.
to that.
I'll bring
I'm
you on.
looking forward to that.
My question is, where are you originally from?
Oh, I was born in the beautiful island of Jamaica.
Okay, I love Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica several times. I
Thank
have
you.
some very nice friends over there in St. Thomas. Like say hi to Kay and Gamal and them in St. Thomas because I know they're probably watching me. I also have friends in Ocho Rios.
Yes.
Uh, like I told you, I work with a lot of artists out of Jamaica. So everywhere in Jamaica you could think about, I've definitely visited. Even down to
Wow.
even down to the bath.
Even though to the well,
And I love my ackee. I love my saltfish. Yeah, definitely. I have some good friends there who can really really cook, and I had I had some real nice Jamaican food. Trust you me.
thank you so much. I mean,
Yes.
you're honorary Jamaican, and I'm an honorary Turks Islander,
Well,
and
apparently my grandfather is Jamaican.
you're
My
really
my mom's father is from Jamaica. Yes.
that's good. So you're
Yeah.
half Jamaican. That's
Yeah.
what. No, I see why she has such a strong personality. But Jamaican women have such strong personality. They're very strong. They keep the family going, and they're the ones that really help to really mold the family.
So
And
you can imagine you could imagine in my DNA, I have Bahamian, Turks and
yeah,
Caicos Islands, Turks and Caicos Island though, and also I got some Jamaican blood inside me. So you know that I am in the hot seat.
you're in the hot seat. I don't know much about the Bahamian women. I guess I've met more Bahamian men in communicating. But I've met the Turks. Faith was a great representative. You are the former premier. Several of your pop famous
Mhm.
people have made great differences in the country, and I've been tremendously impressed. Very powerful, strong women who have really shaped a great nation and men.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to be there. Bite for the week, Chrissy, before we go. What's your bite for this week? For all those viewing.
What is my bite for the week?
Yes, for all those people viewing you today.
Well, for all of those people who are viewing me tonight, on Monday at 6:30 p.m., I host a show called The Citizens Call, and I want you to watch it live.
I will be on to watch it live, and I'm looking forward to coming to hot seat. So that's going to be fun. You're going to say, does he have a personality like this? Believe me, get ready.
Bring your flag. Bring your flag.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, thank you so much, Chrissy, for sharing us on Pathway to Success. I want to say this, that in everything in life, always put God first, and you will always come out to be a winner. Have a great week from us on Pathway to Success. Chrissy, I'd love to speak to you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.